John Russell?
That's correct.
So you're his manager?
I'm his advisor, I'm his consultant, I'm his friend.
Okay, so Natalie was asking just a minute ago, what was his mood like tonight after he was able
Relieved that he's out of, the position that he was in. And, he's ready, to tell his side, which is important. No one's heard his side.
What's his side?
I mean, he's got to, tell everybody the truth. But you guys have been listening to one side of the story all these years, and now it's time to tell the other side.
Don, you talked to us outside court a little bit earlier today about some of the challenges he's faced in his life. You say that this is a result of bad choices, but not pedophilia.
It's not bad choices. I mean, he's a survivor. This is a young guy. This is a guy, an older man who was, at the age of 8, molested by his sister for 8 years, and who told him she would kill him if he told his mother. I mean, so you got to realize, that's your sister. Who any of us have been through that? No. I mean, so you don't know what it feels like to go through that for 10 years of your life. It's in his book. He wrote the book, Solar Coaster. That's his book, and all this is in there.
But does that excuse any of the alleged behavior?
Absolutely not. It's alleged behavior, and that's because you're hearing from one side. I mean, but this is not a man who lets anybody in any of his events. This is not a man who I've ever seen go out and target a certain type of individual. Take my glasses off so I can see it.
You were saying he's never targeted young people.
That's not him.
But to what you were saying he was young and his sister was that age. Does he feel...
His sister was 10 years older than him.
Right, a teenager.
Right.
But I'm saying perhaps
something
it's the
happened
age
to her
of his
too.
alleged victim.
Right. Say it again?
But that's about the age of his alleged victim.
Yeah, I mean, so what should be... Who he should be in the room with is psychiatrists, not police. I mean, and we know how the industry is. If you snort coke, they're going to put that in front of you. If you like women, they're going to put that in front of you. He doesn't card anybody coming to his events.
So the allegations are a very, very young girl.
Yeah, but these are women that, you got to think about this. Rob, when you go, he's dyslexic. We know about his issues with his, with not being properly educated and things of that nature. He wasn't going to that school because he was targeting somebody. He had a teacher, Lena McLean, who actually taught him how to play the piano and taught him about music and a lot of things. So he wasn't going there targeting anybody. He was going there to learn more about his craft. He's perfected his craft.
Did he have sex with 14-year-old girls?
Absolutely not. That's not what this man went into anything to do. Is he hypersexual? That's a question you ask him. But that didn't stem from him being someone that goes out to do that. What happened to him put him in that position. You're 8 years old. Somebody's taking advantage of you. What do you think is going to happen as a result of that?
My question is, did he have sex with 14-year-old
Absolutely
girls
not.
willingly or unwillingly?
Absolutely not. I mean, I can say that with all my heart. I lost my daughter. I mean, so for me to sit here and think that I'm going to be around somebody who's targeting young women, I'm not going to do that. I mean, so, for the fact of the matter is, he's not the person that these women that are out here targeting men of high stature to validate themselves. That's just not who he is.
What about the videos?
I mean, the videos exist, but you think about this. Back in those days, Mike Tyson went to jail for what? Because he can prove what happened in that room, right? So he's not taking videos because he gets something off of me. He can have sex every day if he wanted to. He's R. Kelly. So you got to think about that. The only way to prove that it was consensual, maybe it would have been to take it. He wasn't. That's not what he chose to do. That's what he was advised to do on some occasions. I mean, so he's not a bad person. He's not the monster that everybody's portraying him to be. And you got to think about the agenda of those folks that are targeting him right now. There's two sides to the equation. Everybody's focused on him, but they're not looking at the alleged survivors.
Do you think this is extortion? Don, is that what you think this is?
Do the research. I mean, you got, Ashanti McGee. He's got 7 felonies for extortion, for bribery, for theft. Why is her rap she not in question right now? Why is she not the person that people are looking at and thinking that she may have extorted him? And some of the other cases, Jahanda Pace, who's never been married, produced a marriage certificate. Why did she lie about her last name?
You brought something up about a letter or a document that came your way, asking for $50,000 or some.
Yeah, that's the latest quote unquote victim. She sent a letter to Melvin, which was his attorney in the eviction order, asking for money before she went public with her statement, and we didn't respond to that. And as a result of that, there's now a lawsuit. If you read the lawsuit, I mean, she stated a lot of different things. You guys have greater researchers than I can ever be. Do the research on the accusers. I mean, that's just really what I'm saying.
You said something about R. Kelly being scared.
Wouldn't you be?
I'm asking you, how's he doing?
Right now, he's in his comfort zone. He spent some time with close friends who know him and know that he's not capable of that. I mean, we all are, human beings in our own right. I mean, and you got to realize there's certain people that just, wrong is wrong, right is right. If you my friend and you just did wrong, I love you, but dog, go and take that. That's how it is in the streets of Chicago. We don't ride with people who done just done something wrong. I mean, and he's not a man that's been out here doing these things. He's R. Kelly. He has a brand that a lot of people are attracted to. And, he procreates a lot of babies, and that could be a problem too. I mean, but what you have to realize is that this is not a bad guy.
How long have you been friends with Robert?
I've known Reese Street before me. So that tells you. When he was singing McDonald's on the Oddie in Washington, we was tap dancing trying to get the same spot. So I mean, I went off and did my own thing in business, and we came together later on in life after I heard about what he had been through.
Did he talk about being in jail? 3 nights in jail.
Yeah, he said he hadn't used the bathroom in 3 days, so he went in there and lit it up.
Wait a minute, this is...
Big's got the repository of a lot of stuff, right, boy?
Oh, boy.
I hate to be their plumber right now.
Okay,
Does
so
R.
this
Kelly,
is a very serious
does R. Kelly
question.
know who he is after all that?
Actually, he's never been no more than Robert Sylvester Kelly. R. Kelly is a brand, and a lot of people make money off that brand. He's an aged brand. He's not like Nike.
His attorney says his finances are a mess.
Well, you know what? Anybody has been targeted in as much conspiracy as he has, of course their finances is going to be a mess. This industry is, built up off of people separating artists like himself away from their intellectual property so they can control the value of their content. So Rob is a guy that loves to be in the studio all night. How could he produce such great hits, but yet be in charge of his business too? It's just not possible to be great in both areas. So he trusted the wrong people. And that's a big thing right there.
Right there to that point, you said you were around him. They always had his people around him who made him feel better. One thing that you might be concerned about is that they're going to go after his enablers, and that was their word.
Absolutely, they should. Because he's not the only one. He's not at the front door. He's the guy that they're coming to see. So whoever let the 14-year-old, whatever you guys are saying, in the room, why did they get in there? How did they get in there? Absolutely not. I've got my own brand. I deal with my own company. I got a tech company and 2 other things. I'm not trying to bring that out. But what I will say is, when I heard the song I Admit, and he talked about how he had been ripped off and things he didn't have his publishing, I was like, that can't be true. This is not the guy that I know. So I came back, and when he talked to me about it, he took me in a room in his studio, and we sat down and he talked about it. He said, listen, man, this is the truth. I got $0 in the bank. I got this going on, whatever. And I'm like, how is that possible? All the money you've made off of your publishing and everything. He said, well, I trusted the wrong people with it. So there's a lot of people that have been in charge of handling, and not his enablers, handling his business. So when you think about that, if somebody knows that one day you're going to wise up, what do? They plant landmines, what do they call them? Landmines in the field. So when you step on one of those landmines and it blows up in your face, you got to deal with the result of that landmine. You can't go back to the person who planted it because you're dealing with the result of the landmine.
Does he still have $0 in the bank?
Well, I'm not going to say that because it's just like a sports athlete. When you do so much, royalties come in from the music and all those different things. So, money is coming to him. Mm-hmm. Not as much as he would like because other people have put themselves in position to where those royalties can be diverted to those guys in their accounts.
Quickly tell us what Ronald McDonald Stop was all about, and not Ronald McDonald. McDonald Stop was all about. Sorry, I got a cold mouth, and also Big's Cigar Bar. What was that all about tonight?
Rob is a connoisseur of the great cigar. I mean, that's what distinguished gentlemen do. I mean, at the end of the day, right now, what's going on is the Ronald McDonald's where he spent time with his mother. He spent time there with his mother. That's where they would go to McDonald's out in the Hyde Park, and they would eat and drink and all that stuff. So right now, going to McDonald's was taking time to home. That's where it started.
Nothing about food?
He ate a lot of food. He had Big Macs and all that stuff. So, I mean, you guys will get the opportunity to talk to him. He's going to share his story. What he shared with me was, listen, I'm ready to talk now. I'm ready to get it out there now. So you're going to start hearing more from his side. He has silenced us because he didn't want to be on attack mode. He's like, nah, I'm not going to attack them. I mean, he took the bigger position in this, and it's resulted to you guys. I'm sorry, not you guys. You have nothing to do with that. The accusers and their agenda to kind of outshine what he's really about and what he really has done in all these accusations.
So today was all about him sliding out of jail and getting comfort?
I went to Pizza Hut when I got in jail. I'm sorry, and I ate a whole piece of myself. I mean, so his McDonald's choice, I wouldn't have chose that, but that was his.
But I mean, the day in general, McDonald's and Biggs was all about what?
I mean, when you come home, you want to do what you're familiar with, right? So I mean, that's what he did. I mean, he came home and he did what he was familiar with. I mean, and I think, what you guys will come in connection with over the next couple of months is him actually saying, listen, which everything has been pivoted in a direction that makes him seem as if he's a predator and molester and all that stuff. And that's not who he is as a person. If you get to know Rob, his music is great, but him as a person is a great.